You are listening to the Paden Full podcast, episode 6. Thank you guys for tuning in, and welcome to our new listeners who are just discovering our greatness here. This is JP and Mia. Say hi.
Good morning. Good morning to music.
Hello, everyone. So, we wanted to have some fun on this episode, and we came up with the idea of doing the classic game of 20 questions. Instead of us each asking 20 questions, we split it down the middle. So we will ask one another 10 questions live that we have not yet already vetted. So I'm not sure where JP will go, and he does not know where I will go. So it kind of adds to some spiciness, I think. So, yeah. How you feeling today, JP?
I'm tired.
Tired.
Yeah, but we'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the weekend, so always looking forward to that.
I agree. Okay. So, you want to get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get started. We're excited. So I will go first and ask the first question to Mr. Paden. So my first question, Mr. Paden, is what's your favorite thing about our relationship? What's your favorite thing about our relationship?
That we have each other's back. Like I said, you're kind of my road dog, so I know if I was to be down for a second, I know that you would have my back, and that's really reassuring.
That's good to know. Thanks. All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, first one. If you woke up tomorrow with no fear, what would you do first?
If I woke up tomorrow with no fear, what would I do first? Oh man, you know I'm a little scary kind of person too. So no fear would be, I would plan a family trip somewhere far away where we would fly, because of course one of my not number one fears, but I have a lot of travel anxiety on airplanes, cars, pretty much, but anything worth traveling. So I would try to plan some type of trip, maybe across the other side of the world, and we get on, we get that going. No fear.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be eating like some toppings on a pizza or something, or condiments on a sandwich.
Oh,
but move on.
are you trying to be shady?
Nope. Let's go.
So my second question is, what is it that scares you the most? So anything that scares you the most, what would be your number one thing that scares you?
Leaving here too soon without properly preparing my children. Again, they're young. We know that Drew has his potential setbacks, and I just want to make sure that I have all the time possible to prep both of them for what could potentially happen in this world. It's never going to be a complete job, but I just want to make sure that I try to get as much in with them as possible.
I love that answer. Okay. Okay.
When was the last time you cried?
When was the last time I cried? Okay, so JP knows me. He knows I'm sentimental. Last time I cried was actually yesterday. It was Drew's fault. I think Drew was showing me a video or something on his phone, and I was laughing. And of course, with me laughing as hard as I laugh, I was crying and laughing. So it wasn't like the sad cry, but it was the like laughing so hard that I'm crying cry. So Drew did it yesterday. So I pretty much cry every day.
So you cried twice yesterday. So this was after you talked to your grandma.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sentimental.
I see, obviously.
Let me see. All right. So my third question is, okay, let's do, what is your favorite thing you like about yourself? So what is your favorite thing you like about yourself?
It's a gift and a curse. Perspective. I can see the bigger picture in all situations, and sometimes I don't put myself first in doing that because I see the bigger picture. So it gives me insight on a lot of things, but it can also detract me personally if I always take myself out of the situation.
Okay. Do you think that's something you always had? Perspective?
Yeah.
Okay. Since little baby Johnny.
Yes.
Okay. I like it. All right. Let's go.
If you could write a note to your younger self, what would you say to yourself in only 3 words?
Okay. If I can write a note to my younger self, not specifically any age younger.
The younger self, you only got 3 words.
3 words to my younger self. Oh, man. Because, you have different stages in life, and different stages you require new words. I would say, man, 3 words. If I'm talking to, maybe I'll just pick my young college self. Is, hold on, I got to count the words. You're worth more. Yeah. And that's because when you go to college, of course, I left home, I'm 550 miles away, and I was here by myself essentially. And so you go through those insecure moments of, am I supposed to be here? So I went to Spelman College. I was surrounded by a bunch of beautiful, very smart Black women. And so for me, it was my first time I ever had that. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm not as smart as they are. Like, we would just be in class and I would be looking around. And instead of me tuning into my professor, I'd be thinking about how her answer was so brilliant. I'm not as smart as she is. Like, look at her hair. She's so pretty. I'm not as pretty as she is. So I had to learn how to appreciate myself and know that I am supposed to be here and I am as beautiful and as smart as these other women. It took about a semester of me going through that for me to know. But you're worth more, or you're worth it, I would say would probably be those words to 17-year-old me, because I was 17 at the time.
Okay. Well, I would say to 20-year-old Mia, don't drive to Norcross.
And so my listeners who are not familiar, that's where we met. So, and that's more than 3 words, so that's cheating. So, yeah, I would say I disagree, because we would have not met. So, all right. So let me see. So my turn. Let's do, this might be a good one. It might make you think a little bit. What is something not obviously sexual that turns you on? So something that is not obviously sexual that turns you on.
Is this with you or just in general?
I would say general. Anything can make you go, Anything can make you head to the side.
I would say goofiness. I like a goofy girl with a personality, like somebody that doesn't always take themselves serious. So anybody with a real good personality. I think that's why I like Regina Hall so much. So
because she does come across that way.
Yeah. So she's kind of like my homebody, homegirl. Because she's hilarious to me.
Yeah, and clearly, I have a lot of parallelisms.
Oh yeah, and Mia too. Mia, yes, Mia. Go.
I have a lot of parallelisms with Regina Hall.
Yes, Jarmia Paden. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, all right. Was that my question? Your question. Okay, your turn.
If you could write a song about your life, what kind of music would you use?
Oh, JP, what kind of music would I use? A song about my entire life?
So
It would.
Would be R&B, rock, hip hop.
Well, you know what?
Jazz.
Ooh, you know what? Because it would be upbeat, but have some slower moments, because those are the tiny moments that make you sad. So it would definitely be upbeat, and I'm trying to think maybe like a,
Will Smith switch.
I was gonna, okay, so that's better than the one I was thinking of. Something upbeat like the Will Smith switch song.
I'm happy I belong if you feel like a...
Yeah, so Frankie Lyman or somebody.
Damn, no.
But it's up, I mean, the song is upbeat, not the artist.
He had like 12 wives.
He did, but I mean, the song was it's upbeat, so it would be something upbeat.
Good night.
So,
Good night, everybody. We're gonna cut this one short.
No, we're not. We're gonna continue. So, what's this, number 5? We gotta keep up with. I think this is number 5. Okay.
We just going.
Okay. So, what would you do with your life if you suddenly became a billionaire overnight? What's one of the first few things you would do if right now, as we are now, you've inherited money that has made you a billionaire overnight? Billionaire with a B.
I would stop working, and try to create more opportunities for others, and just use it wisely. Like I said, I honestly don't need $1 billion to do that. Give me a couple 100,000, and I'll make it work from that. But that would be my plan with that much money. So $1 billion would just be amplified.
Okay. So you said you would stop working immediately?
Pretty much.
So would you just call them? What would you say?
I'm not calling them.
You're just gonna not show up no more.
I'm not calling anybody. I'm gonna throw some money on the ground at the front of the door and keep it moving.
I'd be like, boom, I'm out. That's it. Just walk off. Okay.
All right. Is there a belief or attitude that seems to interfere with creating or pursuing a big dream?
Is there a belief or attitude that can interfere with pursuing a big dream? Yes. Well, anything can interfere with a big dream. Something even as small as, I'll go with closed-mindedness, and not allowing yourself to, I guess, quote unquote, jump off that ledge. And I'm a big fixed mindset versus growth mindset person. I'm still learning how to overcome some of my fixed mindset ideals, because of course those are things that I didn't know I had until I started studying what a growth mindset is. So we're both definitely growth mindset, but I do have some fixed mindset things. So the closed-mindedness would come from, a fixed mindset where it's like either you have it or you don't. If you don't have it, you're not going to ever have it. And so that can definitely interfere with jumping off the ledge. So, and things that I've done, I've tried to overcome those and just do it, even though I know it was scary. I've done several things, even recently, that have scared me, but with my growth mindset being dominant, I've been able to kind of just go for it and been happy. So,
boom.
Yes. All right. I love that. That's a good one, babe. Look at you.
You're welcome.
So, here's one. What is one attribute of your mother that you see in yourself? So, one attribute of my dearly departed, beautiful mother-in-law that you see in yourself.
If you ride with me, I'm gonna ride with you. I only have enough room in my vehicle for people who want to be there.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Essie always had a saying that I feel the same way about you that you feel about me.
Yes, she did.
And that's how I keep it rolling. Like I said, I'm a roll with you. If you want to be here, cool. If not, keep it moving, and then we'll just holler at each other at the crossroads.
There you go. Oh man, love it. We got to put that on a billboard somewhere. Yes, she did. And she always told you when she loved you. She never went a moment without saying it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's definitely missed. Okay. Is it?
It's back
Is that
on
my
me.
turn? Back on you. Okay.
Back on me.
I think we on 6 or 7.
Don't matter. Just roll.
Okie dokie.
What was the first album you ever owned?
Very first. Okay, not cassette tape. Because, of course, we cassette tape.
It's the same thing.
I used to-
Album cassette.
I think I actually took one of my aunties out of her car when I was younger. So I don't know if that one really counts. I think I stole because she had.
Was it like H-Town?
Yeah, it was like Silk, I think. But the first one Dad ever bought me was SWV New Beginnings, which I think is their second album, because he bought me for Christmas. I got a 3-disc changer. Okay, we're talking about 1996, y'all, and I was going to 6th grade, so I got a 3-disc changer for Christmas, and he took me to. There was a music store in the mall. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was real big in the 90s.
FYE?
It was, whatever FYE was
Sam
before
Goody.
FYE. It might be Sam Goody, something like that. And he gave me, he said, you got $20, buy your CD. And of course, CDs back then were like $17.99, $18.99. They were high. Mm-hmm. And at the time, Use Your Heart was the big song. And I just wanted that song. So he let me buy the whole CD. I looked on the back of that CD and it had 17 tracks. So I was like, yeah, I got a lot of music. And he let me buy that. And that was my very first album.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
I think...
you remember yours? That's fun.
I think it was Doggy Style.
Snoop Dogg.
I didn't buy it, but because I remember the cartoon album cover.
The cartoon album cover.
I don't know how I got it. Either that, it was Doggy Style, and then Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 99.
Is that the one with Crossroads on it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I know those specifically. And
Wow.
then the first one I probably bought on my own was the Blueprint.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, the Blueprint. Because
Everybody had
everything else I
Blueprint.
kind of bootleg and jacked off people. So actually
Right.
spending money was probably Blueprint.
Yeah, we used to burn a lot of CDs. All right. Oh, I like that. How old were you when you got Doggy Style? You remember? Because that cover was a little spicy.
10?
But you don't know what you're looking at when you're looking at that cover when you're that young.
Yeah, that was like...
It's just like, oh, that's cool.
that was
It's cartoon.
It was like 91, 92.
And then when you're looking at it later, you're like, wait. So I was like, wait, is that her little butt? All right, so. All right, let's keep going. Let's see here. These are fun. We're having fun, y'all.
You gotta ask me now.
Yes. All right. So, what is something that I do for you that you really like and or appreciate? Something that I do that you really like and or appreciate.
Something that you... Repeat that again?
Yeah. So, what is something that I do that you really like and or appreciate?
Just your hustle, and your grind. Like I said, you in the trenches with me. So, there hasn't been anything that we've encountered that you felt that you were above. You've done everything from working at Six Flags to Circuit City, RIP Circuit City.
Right.
You worked in a business where you had crazy bosses and stuff like that, and yet you never complained. You've had hours cut, so and you just grind. So I love and respect that.
Oh, I've had some jobs, haven't I?
Yes.
And you've been my mainstay all the way. Now, I have complained, but only within reason that, hey, it's going to be better later. So, okay. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome, Shawty. What made you realize that your parents were human like everyone else?
Oh, I just closed my eyes. Okay. I don't think there is one specific moment. I think that probably coming home from college, my first semester. And when I went away, I went to Atlanta. I didn't come home for Thanksgiving. I went home for Christmas because my roommate invited me to Thanksgiving with her family, and she lived in Albany, Georgia, so she was much closer. So I was like, hey, yeah, let's do that. So I came home for Christmas, and it seemed like everything had changed. And then in terms of how I felt about people, the way I viewed my city that I came from. Family members' personalities seemed like they evolved a little bit, and I think it was because when you go away, your worldview changes, and that's why I'm such a big component of people going away, because you see things that you didn't see prior, because you're seeing the same thing over and over. Your worldview doesn't adjust, and you don't get to learn something new. So me going away and coming back, I think I looked at my parents like, oh, they can tell me no, but they can't really no longer hold me to it. They can make expectations, and they can be advisors. So I think that's the first time I used them as, what do you guys think about this? As opposed to, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And it just went from there.
I got you. I got you. For me,
good. Back to you.
It's two separate instances.
Okay.
With my mom, it was when she, her and my dad were going through some things, and she was just so enthralled in love with him that she jumped out of a moving van like G.I. Joe.
What?
And at that point, I knew that.
Wow. Why do I see that in my mind?
Yeah, so
she jumping to get to your dad?
I guess. Yeah,
okay.
She jumped out the van. So at that point I was like, yeah, she off. But and with my dad, it would be actually more recent, with me turning 40. And getting to a point in my life where everything is starting to make sense, and it's actually the birth of my great nephew, and it just made me think of how I would feel if we were to have a baby right now. At 40, because that's the age I was born for him.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking of the mindset of you starting to get everything in line, and then you got a whole nother baby to raise
by surprise.
So I guess I got a little bit more empathy for him, considering what happened with that, and just seeing my nephew and me and where I am in my life is having to start over. That would be a lot. So that was it for me.
That's interesting. Okay. And we are very, very clear that we're not having any more children. And so I don't know if people believe us, but I love that insight, because the way it is, you're thinking, hey, this is where my dad may have been. And then you're surprised, I'm here. So yeah, that's different, dude.
Yeah.
That's good, though. That's good stuff. Okay. I love playing this game with you. This is great. All right, so here we go. My next question is, what makes you feel old? Is there anything out there that makes you feel old? You don't look old. Let me tell y'all, JP is not very rapidly aging at all physically, so yeah. So does anything make you feel old?
No.
I got one.
No.
Nothing make you feel old.
I kind of adapt with the time. I try to stay up on the technology. If anything, it's gonna be the generic answer of music. But that's the same. That's the same thing when we was coming up. So you always kind of going to gravitate towards the music that molded you. So and anything before or anything after, you're not necessarily going to feel. So that's kind of a general thing. So I guess it would have to be music. But outside of that, I'm pretty in tune with everything.
I agree. JP is much more in tune with things than I am, and he's like my cultural manager. He has to, part of his job is to make sure that he keeps me up to date with the people we like and what's going on in the world. Because for me, it's seeing kids' date of births, because of course I teach middle schoolers. So my kids this year were born in 2008. And so I think about where we were in 2008, and I'm like, man, So I have to be careful of references because they won't know what I'm talking about if I say anything prior to 2008, which for us, it feels like it was yesterday. So that's what makes me feel old. That's why I thought about that question. Okay.
If you could pick 1 year of your life to do over, which would it be and why?
Man. So this is not to say, oh man, I haven't really had bad years. I've had a couple of years where I remember really good things happening, where I've been able to grow as a person. What would I do over? Would probably be, I don't know if I would want to do it over. Lord knows. Let's go, instead of 2005, I'll go 2006. Okay. And that's after I met you. Going into pretty much after our first year together, and us continuing to learn how to be together, learn how to work this thing. What do you like? What do I like? What's your qualms? What's mine? 2006 is the year I graduated from college. And so I had to decide very quickly. Yes. I had to decide kind of abruptly what I wanted to do after graduating, because everybody in my family has higher education. And so it was almost like either you go to grad school, continue on, or you start paying these loans, because these loans were going to come right up immediately. So I decided to go to grad school. I had to go in I think it was April, and I was graduating in May. And luckily I found KSU. I didn't know it existed, but their application wasn't due till July. And that's why I was like, okay, I'll just go there, because initially my idea was to go to New York. And I was looking into, thank God I didn't, y'all, because it was book publishing.
You would have been by yourself. I don't mess
I would have
with New
been,
York.
yeah, I would have been by myself, and I would have been unemployed, because book publishing is not something, readily available right now. So
people don't read no more.
They don't. Oh, that's a whole nother pod. But yeah, probably 2006. Even though I still would have graduated from college, but I would have been more prepared to leave college. So maybe that one's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, for me.
What you got? I don't know.
2013.
2013.
2013, because it was honestly one of probably the best and worst year of my life.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I had the birth of my son in June of 2013, and my mother passed in August of 2013. And the reason why I would want to go back is I would try to get I would have tried to get up to Illinois so that she could have met him, because that's one of the things that I have the biggest regret, that she didn't get to meet her grandson. So that probably would be it for me. But it was like I said, it was the best and worst year for me.
Okay. I'm with you all the way. Yeah. Okay. All right, love. Let's see. Ooh. What is the greatest goal you want to achieve in the next 5 years? So the greatest goal you want to achieve in 5 years. So we talking 2026 right now? Yeah. I know it's
more. I got it. It's more of just a continuation of what I have right now. Just more peace of mind and flexibility. Like I said, I just that was one of my goals, to grind hard, where I could do. I wanted to get to a point where I could do what I want, rather than be told of what to do. So that's kind of the groundwork, and just work on getting some more debts paid off, and just expand on what it is we're trying to do.
Okay. I second that emotion. Okay. All right. It's good stuff.
If you could see into the future, what would you want to know?
Ooh, if I can see into the future, what would I want to know? What our children would ultimately end up doing. And of course, like the most immediate answer that popped into my mind was when I would leave this earth. But I don't want to know that because it would drive me crazy. Every day I know I would get closer to that date. And if that date is sooner than what I think it should be, that could literally drive you into the padded room, right? So I want to go with, I want to say maybe like Drew's wedding, Jai's wedding, like what exactly our babies would end up doing if they're 26, 27, 28. I would love to kind of be in the window and see Jai's family, right? My grandbabies. Or I would love to see, Drew's new apartment that he moves into. So that's probably where I would want to go. Go and look. Go and take a peek. And make sure that I'm aligning with where they're supposed to be going. Yeah.
Cool. That's pretty much what I had.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. We want to see our babies succeed. And hopefully when we look out there, it won't be nobody in jail, right? Because Jai has some moments. All right. Let's see. My question. What is the biggest strength and biggest weakness of our relationship? So what is the biggest strength and the biggest weakness? Because, of course, everybody has weaknesses. Everything has weaknesses.
Our biggest strength is, again, it's always going to circle back to our common goals that we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Our biggest weakness in our relationship is, I would say, that we don't necessarily have the village. The ideal village that we had, and that's more so due to distance. It's not for actual support. It's just we're down here in Georgia, and our families are based in Illinois and and Virginia. So that can kind of be a hindrance. Because, like I said, we could actually do a little bit more if we had a little bit more actual physical support. And that in the aspect of like us being able to just go out like on date nights and someone maybe just taking the kids for a little bit. So I would just say that. Yeah,
I agree. And I hadn't thought of that until you said it. That's probably the biggest thing.
Smart.
He's smart. I would agree. Because of course you can't just leave your children with anybody. And that's what we fear, especially, with the times that we're in with COVID, and even now with COVID, even more so than earlier. But we do want to be able to have regular time away. And people always say, hey, I just drop my kids off at my mama house and I go out. Hey, our families are far, far away. So we don't have that luxury. But we do have the emotional support, which is, better than nothing. So, yeah, okay.
In your life, what has been the biggest blessing in disguise?
What has been the biggest blessing in disguise? Learning how to struggle.
Damn.
Well, you said in disguise. So it wasn't the biggest blessing, because struggling is, struggle is subjective. So some people we define struggle differently. So for me, struggling was always overdrafting my bank account, constant, because of course I had no money management coming here. I had to learn how to manage my own classes, figure out what to feed myself. My first semester in college, I passed out in the calf. I'm not lying, because I was dehydrated. But they swore me up and down I was pregnant. So they did like 3 different pregnancy tests, dude. And I was telling them, I'm not pregnant.
You trying to tell me, man?
No, I'm telling you, I had to learn how to take care of myself. I had to struggle. I had to hit the floor. I was in the cafeteria at Spelman, and I hit the floor. I remember being dizzy. I remember telling my friend Brandy, who was there with me, like, "Ooh, my ears are plugged up." I feel like, and then I was being waken up by some dude. So I had to learn how to struggle. Like, I broke out because of the heat, and because at Spelman at the time we didn't have air in the dorms. It was kind of like a rite of passage. So I broke out. My skin broke out. The water was hard, so I had to learn how to deal with all these little things. That was just first semester. So I had to struggle, and then I had to learn how to make some money for myself, make a life for myself. And all of that combination brought me to be the woman I am now. So learning how to struggle, learning how to grind out, like JP says, the hustle and the grind is what kept me.
Tiptoeing through the living room like Pink Panther.
Learning how to struggle was a blessing in disguise, y'all. Y'all, our kids are so funny.
I got you.
Man.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let me see. Is my question?
Yes, ma'am.
We laughing at Drew Bear. Let me see. See, we actually have hit 10. You want to just kind of like, this is kind of the bonus round.
Give me the freestyle off the head with what you want to know. I got
freestyle off the top?
Yeah, I got a couple. I'm going to run by you.
Okay. What's one thing I can do to improve our relationship? So one thing that I can do pretty immediately that can improve, because we're always out about improvement. Excuse me.
Continue to try to open your mind, because you already know you can be a little stubborn and closed-minded.
I'm not. Is it closed-minded?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that would be the most direct way to put it. We could tiptoe around it, but I would rather put it out there.
Okay. I will call it a different word than closed-minded.
Shoot away.
I would say fearful of the unknown.
I got you.
So, but you have pushed me. You've pushed sometimes a lot to get me to do something different outside of my normal. And so I will continue to work on that because that's important. That's important to my husband. It's important to me.
I greatly
to continue to try. You always talk about the effort. So you said if I see the effort being made, then I appreciate the effort. So I will do that.
Okay. And what would you want from me?
I would like, let me see, because I hadn't thought about it for you. What's one thing that you can do to improve? Continue to keep communication lines open. And you have, I think, from this question has been, I know when my husband is upset. I know when he's angry. I know when he's irritated. And Johnny wears it like a coat. So, and not recently, just in the past prior to your career change, I know when things bother you and you won't say something at work is bothering me or something that you said is bothering me. You just shut down. You know how I talk about like the brick wall and you put the brick wall up. So recently, you've done an awesome job of telling me, like we like to talk about our days now. And that's why I always ask you, anything happen at work so that I can kind of gauge if you're agitated with anything. And so I would say continue to work on letting me know when you are feeling less than for any reason, even if it hurts my feelings. Because we always talk about don't hurt my feelings. And don't worry about hurting my feelings. Just let me know what I have said that has bothered you or what I haven't done or have not done. I want you to continue to do that because I think that that brings out our companion. We're companions, we're best friends. And that brings out the best in us when we can say, hey, best friend, you didn't do this for me. Or they got on my nerves today because JP knows I'll talk to him about, my days and when I'm not happy. So, yeah, continue to please talk to me even when you don't need to. Just say I ain't got nothing to say.
I got you. Okay. Give me 2 music hot takes. If you got an old school one and a new school one, give me 2 music hot takes.
Oh, dude, you put me on the spot. And I don't talk well on the spot. Okay. About anybody, anything?
Anything.
That's real big, babe. Old school hot take or in a new school hot take. Music hot takes. Okay. I've been thinking about what you said about Silk Sonic. That Silk Sonic may be a farce. That's my new school because, so y'all know we listen to this song I don't even remember when it came out. Spring, all summer. We get this fantastic song, through the roof, off the charts, fantastic song. We get nothing for a long time. And, 6 months in the music world is a long time. And so I feel like they may be playing us, and I don't think it's the artists themselves. It might just be the entire conglomerate that is around the artist that they are making people want, because now they put out the new song, and the new song is kind of like it is less than. So that they may be playing with us.
I got you.
So,
So you can only do one if you only
okay,
got the
because
one, that's fine.
old school for me is tough, babe.
Okay.
What you got for one? What you gonna do?
One, the hot take that I got, we already kind of talked about this in the car, and the other one is kind of a big misfire. Just kind of show you how stupid I was as a little boy.
Okay.
The one that I would want to say is, like I said, we talked about this, is that Amy Winehouse's Back to Black may be better than Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Why do you whisper? Because you're gonna get backlash. The listeners coming for you. Yeah, okay, just rock with us, okay? Just ride for a second, because I've been thinking about this.
And we listen to it.
We listen to them.
So we might have to listen to it again, but I won't even say better, but I'll say probably just as good.
I stopped at just as good.
It may be just as good.
Yeah, and I only kept on the side of Lauryn Hill because Lauryn Hill got flow. And Amy Winehouse, we didn't hear Amy Winehouse rap.
I got you. Yeah, so I'm just going to get off of that one
before they come for you.
Before I get in further trouble. And the biggest music misstep I had was, I guess, when I was a little boy, I thought that Terrence Trent D'Arby was going to be like the next biggest thing.
Sign your name. Sign your name, man.
Oh, like he got like the coolest name ever. And
Trent Terrence.
And like, I was like, you hear his voice. I was like, this man is gonna be a
He's
star.
Gonna be big.
So I was probably like 6 or 7, but I just knew he was gonna be huge.
He gonna be Michael Jackson.
Wrong.
Yes. And Terrence not even his real name.
Wrong.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. All right,
Okay.
move on.
Okay.
All right. Is that it?
So that's his music hot takes.
Yeah, you got.
Those are some hot takes.
You got anything else? Oh, we done.
I think we good.
I'm gonna get out of here.
JP wants to exit out the back way. He going out the back door, y'all. So y'all go get him. Thank you guys for listening to the new episode 6 here. Again, we are the Paid in Full podcast. We are available at padenfullpod@gmail.com. That's padenfullpod@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you haven't already heard the rest of our episodes, please keep yourself updated. We have some really great ones that we've done in the past. So, yeah, man. That's it for today. Thank you, everybody. Peace out.